Be amazed by this movie. The case between Ripple and the SEC is now over. You did hear that right. Our hopes have come true. Of course, this is only the beginning. There will be big changes soon. They say that XRP's value could go over $500, 0 cents, in just a few hours. That's pretty cool, right? Do not miss this chance to become wealthy. Let's get right to the point without any more nonsense. Nota bene. People who use XRP are holding their breath. It's not out of fear this time though. The long-running lawsuit between Ripple and the SEC is almost over after years of courtroom drama, legal fights, and regulatory uncertainty. The SEC's case against Ripple was officially put on hold by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit not long ago. The order, which was shared by crypto lawyer James Fillon, showed that both sides had asked for the case to be put on hold. The court agreed and put an end to everything. Of course, this doesn't mean the case is over, but it does mean we are nearing the end. It looks like the Ripple case is over, as Lord XRP wrote on .org. He may not be wrong. This is a big moment for people who own XRP. They've been through years of uncertainty and price drops because of the SEC's claims. Ripple was sued by the SEC in 2020 because it was said to have sold unregistered stocks in the form of XRP. Since then, the case has become a symbol of the larger fight in the US between new crypto ideas and too much government regulation. Now that the ICE request has been made, lawyers are weighing in on what will happen next. Lawyer Fred Rispoli says the next step will probably be in district court, where Ripple could try to change Judge Annalisa Torres's earlier summary judgment decision. It was already made clear in that ruling that XRP is not a security in secondary sales. This means that regular people who trade XRP on platforms are not breaking the law. It was a huge win for Bitcoin in general and Ripple in particular. What is even more telling are the changes happening inside Ripple. The company's chief legal officer, Stuart Alderode, recently confirmed that the SEC has decided to lower Ripple's fine from $125 million, 0 cents, to $50 million, 0 cents. That's a huge drop, and it shows that even the SEC is ready to move on from this case. In addition, the regulator is likely to ask that the order that stopped Ripple from selling XRP to institutional buyers be lifted. That move could help Ripple and its business-focused goods grow in a whole new way. CryptoGeek used one simple line to explain the whole change. The SEC offers to settle with Ripple. It's a term that tells the market that the war is almost over and peace is close at hand. As the court cases cool down, however, momentum for XRP is beginning to heat up. The launch by Tokrium of the first XRP leveraged ETF in the US is one of the most exciting new events. It was the most successful launch of an ETF in the company's history. This shows that institutional investors want to get into XRP more, and they want to do so with more clarity and trust. It can help to think about what an ETF is in order to understand why this is important. Let's say you want to put money into real estate, but don't want to buy a house. You put your money into a real estate fund instead, which tracks property values without the hassle of owning land. Yes, that's what an ETF does for stocks, gold, and now XRP. Large buyers can buy XRP without having to deal with wallets, keys, or cryptocurrency exchanges. It gives people access to XRP through the infrastructure that is already used in the banking world. That changes everything. Assets like XRP go from being a speculative investment to being useful when institutions start to use them. It's possible that more institutional funds and products will start using XRP now that the legal fog has cleared. This could be through ETFs or direct integration into payment systems. The green light Ripple has been waiting for has been given for a token that was made to be fast, scalable, and useful across borders. The case may be on hold for now, but it's clear where it's going. The SEC is no longer in charge. Ripple has made it through the storm, and finally, XRP is moving into the future it was made for. Not like a question mark in court, but as a real player in the world's money system, right? Ripple is finally breaking free after years of not knowing what would happen. Everything is just right at the right time. This isn't just another fix for crypto. This is a time in history. Crypto experts say this is the best sign for XRP ever because the SEC is backing down and Wall Street is getting ready to go. What's going to happen next is not ready for you. So there's a good reason why the XRP community is all the rage. There is a change happening, Denny Cerezo said in a tweet that has since gone popular. that gold is breaking out hard. He then made a bold claim. Next is XRP. It's just that sound money changes hands every so often. He might be right. It could be XRP's turn now. Let's stop and think about where we are at this very moment. The FCC's case is pretty much over. There is a break in the plea. The fine for Ripple is going down. The way is getting clear. The XRP is finally coming out from behind a legal shade it's been in for years. What about the light at the end of the tunnel? It looks a lot like adoption by a family. But now things get crazy. Even though XRP is still around $2.00, people are expecting a lot more than ever. Some buyers are setting their sights on a $10.00 goal, but others like the Rippler whales are saying, I'm getting ready for $500.00 per XRP. No mistake, that is $500.00 per coin. Some people might think that's crazy, but there's something to be said for the way they think. Because if you remember, everyone was upset when XRP was worth 49 cents not long ago. After that, it went through the roof and hit over $3.00 in January. It's back to around $2.00 now. And what's going on? Even more anger, more stress. Eduardo Farina said that people will cry for $100.00 XRP once it hits $50.00.net. That's the truth. There will always be someone who says XRP should be higher, no matter how high it goes. But let's get a bigger picture. XRP has grown by more than 327% in the past year. Ethereum, on the other hand, is down 48% year over year. Instead of being behind, XRP is now winning. This is happening after 7 years of consolidation, suppression, and doubt. XRP users are also becoming more and more negative. From what Steph wrote, in the next 3 to 6 months, XRP will make people rich. Then there was that post that became famous for making fun of Elon Musk. Money is coming. It could be a joke or not. But the story is changing. No longer are people just wondering, will XRP live? They want to know how high it can go. Even with all the guesses, predictions, and numbers, time might be the only thing that can answer that question. But let's talk about what we know now. It's time for XRP to shine again. The legal threat is going away. Institutional doors are starting to open. History has shown us over and over that money moves quickly. Isn't it interesting? It gets better though. Let us talk about how Ripple works with other companies. You don't want to miss this strong sign. Many big financial companies and central banks are using Ripple to build the foundations it needs to take over the world's financial system. This is taking place. It's not just talk. Do not lose sight of what is about to happen. It could make or break XRP. One of the most exciting things for Ripple and its community is the possibility that XRP will be added to the SWIFT system. The crypto world is shocked by the rumor that several banks are trying XRP within SWIFT's framework.